Hi everyone, welcome on board. Okay, can you guys hear me? Yes, I think I'm live. Yes, okay. Hi everyone, welcome on board. Welcome to another GRE King live series. How are you guys doing today? Okay, so today's topic, as you guys know, we are going to talk about how to ace your study abroad applications. Okay, before we begin, you can use your chat buttons to actually type in and let me know that which section you are having difficulty in while you're preparing for your GRE exams. Why this session is very important, because it's almost September. Okay, September has already started. A lot of universities would have actually started their applications have already gone open for spring as well as fall semesters. So somewhere around September 15 onwards, you would see that a lot of good universities open up applications. Then it would go on, October, November, December is the season wherein applications open and people start applying. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about that. How are you going to ace your applications abroad? What are the things that you have to keep in mind? I'm just going to be talking about for the next 10 minutes. Okay, the live is not going to be a huge live, so sit till the end of the session and please note down all the important factors. If you want me to do a live on a particular application process of a particular country, do drop in comments and let me know, US, Canada, New Zealand, UK, wherever you wish to go. You can use your chat buttons and type in and let me know, and what I'll do is I will come up with a live for that particular country or anything else if you require from my end. Okay, so let's begin today's session. Today what we are going to talk about is, how are you acing your applications abroad. So first and the most important thing is, I have been telling this in all my lives. You can check out all the other lives also. I've been telling this in all my lives that planning ahead is very important. Okay, so earlier I was telling you that you should plan ahead, like for scholarships, because ideally you should be applying for round one deadlines. Scholarship deadlines are always before your round one deadlines. Why it is also important to plan ahead is because as I told you that there is round one deadline, round two, round three. Okay, so the deadlines are like that. What happens is, if you don't apply for the round one deadline, okay, so the number of seats is going to reduce in the round two deadlines, and so on and so forth. So sometimes it might also happen that your application, you as an individual, your scores, everything was very strong. Okay, everything was very strong, everything was very good, but because the capacity of a particular program has already got reduced, so in the second round there is again a very tough competition. Okay, so tougher competition than the first round. Okay, so then it becomes, and these things you don't know, on the university websites, and even if you contact the universities, they are obviously going to tell you, yes, you can apply in round two, round three. You have certain amount of application fee also that you pay every round that you apply to, right? In like the rounds, like even if you apply for round two, you are going to pay the application fees. So if you consult to the universities, they are obviously going to tell you that yes, it is available, it is open, you can actually apply. But the number of seats have reduced, and since the number of seats have reduced in the round 2 and round 3, what happens is your chances also in getting to a particular college and choosing your particular course also decreases. Okay, so that is why it is very important that you plan ahead. Sometimes people plan later, and they realize that if they could have planned ahead, they could have got in a particular college, and then they take up some other college which they were, ideally it was not on their top list, but they had to take because they couldn't get into their dream college. Okay, so in order to avoid all of these things, plan ahead. I have always been telling you that GRE exam, once you get the scores, the weightage of scores with respect to your applications is just 30%. 30% depends on your score, and 70% depends on your application, which is that is how your applications take place. That's the importance of your applications for your admit. Okay, so it's 70% applications. Please, it's a sincere request, don't screw it up. I have seen a lot of people delaying it, screwing it up, not paying attention, because you have that in mind कि हाँ ठीक है, GRE स्कोर आ गया ना, GRE स्कोर देखेंगे, GRE दे दिया है, या GRE स्कोर, it's not just submitting everything which is there, but doing it nicely, flawlessly, and telling them that how passionate you are to join their particular college, or how passionate you are for their graduate school. Okay, so that is very important. Coming to the second point is fill out the application basics. Okay, so now each university you apply to will have a different set of application criteria that you have to submit. Okay, now for example, some universities will tell you about two letter of recommendations, some universities will tell you about three letter of recommendations, some will tell you about one letter of recommendation. Instead of statement of purpose, some universities might tell you that you have to write two essays. Okay, so like you don't have to submit a statement of purpose, instead you have to submit two essays, and there'll be like different essays, topics would also be given. Okay, and then one very important factor of when you're applying is your resume, CV. Okay, I have seen lot of shitty resumes, let me be very frank. Okay, so please ensure that you are not submitting any resume that you just saw somewhere in your current resume. Please spend hours on your resume, curate it in the format the way universities are looking. So the format in which you have your resume back in India and the format in which universities are looking for is completely different. Okay, I don't know what format you use, but yeah, so ideally the application abroad, like abroad universities look for a particular format. Okay, so that is something that you have to ensure that you are very well versed with the format which is there. Sorry, yeah, so you are very well versed with the format which is there, and your resume detailing is done nicely. You are putting up things which are important, okay, which have focus. So like and there is a nice division between your extracurriculars, your co-curriculars, your academic scores, and your experience, your internship. Everything is being done really nicely on your resume. It is a very important part of your applications. And one very important part which students usually tend to forget is your resume should be in line with your statement of purpose or the essays that you are writing. It should not be haywire. And at the same time, your resume, your statement of purpose, and letter of recommendation should be in line. I'm not saying that it should have the same things, because obviously letter of recommendation, your professor would, you can write about your projects that you have done with the professor or any extra things, but it should be in same line. Like it should not be haywire that you're writing about something which was never mentioned in your resume or never in your SOP, in your letter of recommendation, out of nowhere. Okay, so that is one thing that you have to keep in mind. Next important thing, your transcripts and everything, they take a lot of time. Okay, so if you are planning to go abroad next year and you're applying in October, November, December, that's the time. I've been telling you that the last date that you should take for approximately your GRE people who are still not completely prepared and still need time should be around October 15, October 30. उससे लेट मत करना, बहुत लेट हो जाएगा फिर applications के लिए. Okay, so transcripts के लिए apply पहले ही कर दो, because I don't know about this pandemic, the situations might have changed. So I remember, like during my time, it used to take like 1 month to actually get transcripts sometimes from the college, because they send it to the university and that's a long process. Also, please take copies of like around 8 to 10 transcripts with you, because some universities might want you to courier it to them before also and after also. So just, it's always better that you have like 8 to 10 transcripts. Even if you don't use it now, when you come to the US later on, it would be used somewhere or the other. So just take 8 to 10 copies of your transcripts. Apply early. Colleges, कुछ भरोसा नहीं है, they delay it a lot. So that is one thing that you have to apply. Reach out to your professors for LORs early. Don't wait for the last time. There was somebody that day telling me that I don't have good relations with my professor. Dude, please drop an email, tell them that you are doing good in life and all of those things, and you have applied to these colleges and you need their help. They would be more than happy to help you out. And please be in constant touch with them, because once you submit your applications, it is them who has to submit the letter of recommendation. So unless and until they submit it, your application is not going to be complete. So please be in constant touch with them to check whether they have actually submitted and it is updated in your application portal of a particular university. That's also very important. Next thing, choosing your course. I have done an entire live video. You can check it out on how do you choose a university and course abroad. Okay, so please keep in mind that why, just ask yourself this question: why are you going abroad? Like why do you want to go abroad? What's the reason? Why do you want to study abroad? Like the same thing, you have done your 16 years of education in India, and you can continue it, like people who are planning masters or maybe MBAs from India also. So why you want to go abroad? Okay, so whatever course you select, it needs to have like, some interesting factor, or it has to give you some kind of overall enriching experience that you would have not got in India. So that global exposure that you're getting, what's the curriculum each university here, trust me, like, I'm joining in from Boston here. Yeah, so I'm joining in from Boston here, so I'm telling you from my live experience that each university will have different courses, and the curriculum and structure is going to be very different. Okay, so it's like, for example, people who want to go to Canada, so there you have a concept of co-op. Okay, so in the curriculum only you'll see that you have 12 months of education, and then you have like 4 months of co-op where you work somewhere outside. Okay, so that also is a part of the course. I'm just giving you an example. So each university, each course, each curriculum will have a different enriching experience. So choose your course wisely and try to take up, like, the best. This should be like, this is ideally going to be the last degree that you actually do. So it has to be like, very fruitful, very worthwhile, because you're going to invest also a lot of money. Okay, so just think about that when you're choosing your course, university, curriculum. And the curriculums also keep on changing, so have a tab on that. The curriculum that you saw last year might have changed this year. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, hey, glad you're doing this live. Okay, hey, hi Ishu, welcome on board. All right, so I do this live every day, 10 o'clock. I might have to shift it, like, next week onwards. I'm planning to do it maybe once or twice a week, and I'll upload like a lot of videos that you can actually check up. But yeah, that's the plan. So if you have any suggested time schedules, if you want me to do live like one day at a particular day, ideally I'm thinking to do it on Friday or a Saturday, like, maybe a 30 minutes kind of a live, wherein, I can 30 to 45 minutes kind of live, but once a week kind of a thing. So let me know that, if you have any preferences. Fridays or Saturdays around 10 o'clock is what I'm thinking from next week onwards, plus coupled with a lot of videos. Okay. All right. Coming to the fourth point, we have 5 points together. Fourth point, very important, statement of purpose. Statement of purpose. I've done another video completely on statement of purpose. How do you actually write a statement of purpose? What are the things you have to keep in mind while you are writing a statement of purpose? Very important. Don't just like, हाँ ठीक है, पूछा एक statement of purpose, लिख के कुछ भी दे देते हैं. Please get it reviewed from all the students who are like, studying with us. On your application dashboard, there are a lot of sample statement of purpose, letter of recommendation. Please do check that, get it reviewed by me or by anybody else from the team, which you guys know, and then only submit. It's, don't just be very overconfident कि हाँ ठीक है मैंने लिख दिया, submit कर देते. So don't do all of those blunders, because it may cost you a lot. Okay, so please ensure that you get in touch with all of us and get things done. Last but not the least, scholarship applications. For writing your scholarship essays, again, very important point. You're going to compete with a lot of people if you're applying for scholarships, so you can't just let it go. Okay, please do it nicely. And people who, who are still thinking that, मेरा profile तो अच्छा नहीं है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है, you still have a lot of time. And if you badly want something, so you can do anything right now. Get onto courses, get onto internships, lot of virtual live internship opportunities, or NGO certifications and all of these things, or these internships, and a lot of things are available right now, and it's not too late. Get onto that, build your profile and apply for scholarships. Jana hai to apply to karna hi hai, mile na mile, it's later on thing. But please don't, like, later on when you go there and you have people who have got scholarships, you will be like, oh shit, I didn't even apply. Okay, so do that, do your scholarship applications very well. So these are the 5 pointers you need to keep in mind. If you're planning to apply abroad, please take them seriously, because it's going to be a worthwhile experience. You're going to spend a lot. So, invest your time right now properly, precisely, and accurately, and make sure that, you nail these applications. Okay, people who want to get in touch with me, my Calendly link is given below. You can connect with me, and I can connect with you for 30-minute Zoom session. Okay, so you can check my calendar out. People who are still wondering, GRE preparation mein scores nahi aa rahe, XYZ and all of those things, please get onto the course. I have done a video which shows you the dashboard. You will get access to around 35 sectional tests plus 10 full length mocks, along with 40 hours of recorded video lectures. And every Monday and every Friday, we have 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock GRE lecture by GRE toppers. So get onto the course. Don't think too much. It's, I think, just 8,000 or 9,000 rupees. You have to use coupon code GREKing50 to get onto that course. And if you still have any queries, questions, or down, book a Calendly link with me. I'll be happy to help you out. This is Aishwarya signing off. And also let me know that, if I'm planning to do one day live, you want it on a Friday or a Saturday, and at what time. Okay, so that would be helpful from next week onwards. That's what I'm planning to do. But for now, tomorrow I'm going to see you at the same time at 10 p.m. Okay, this is Aishwarya signing off. Bye bye. Have a good night, all of you.